Hi guys, welcome back to the UK and Ireland tour. My name is Chris, aka Big Will, and today we have two league games for you. We are away against Glenavon, and we follow it up with a home game against Larne. Since you were last with us, we continue our phenomenal form. We are still unbeaten. We have won every single game, including all the cups as well, and we are scoring plenty of goals. Slight issue I have found: we are conceding the odd goal at the moment. Um, we actually went behind against Larne. It took us until the 68th minute to get an equaliser. And then in the last 10 minutes, we just dominated and finished off with a victory. And I was a bit worried about the away game against Larne, to be honest, because they have had a number on us last season. So it did prove to be quite difficult. So going into these two games, we want to continue our run of form. We are now sat atop of the league with 2 games in hand over second place Coleraine, but Linfield have 2 games in hand over us as well. Even if they win them, we're still 4 points clear of them, given their current form, and they remain unbeaten in the league as well as we do. So we need to keep up our form. It will keep the pressure on Linfield if we do so, and that is the target today. We have been rotating as well in some of the league games, giving players plenty of opportunity to play. Neverson has started to break in as our number one left back recently. He's not as good as Messam, but he has started to get some good performances in. Jasper Moore comes in today with Mfonkiu on that left-hand side. Osman did take a slight knock in the previous match, and he's not fully fit, and Taylor is still out injured as well. Breckin, not fully fit, so he misses out on the squad as well, and Messam is on the bench. And we had a spell where we had 5 games in 10 days, and we've still managed to play some fantastic football. And I think, to be honest, with a running like that, being part-time actually helped us because there was no training in between games. So we just went from a win, missed out a day, into the next game and won again. And we just kept our fitness up because of the number of matches we had. So hopefully something similar today, away against Glenavon. We should comfortably get through this game. It's the Larne game that I'm a little bit concerned about. And obviously, we're actually yet to play Linfield in the league at all. Because of all the European games that they're playing at the moment, their fixture list is quite congested, as ours was at the start of the season. But I think that we're looking very, very good. If we pick up wins against Linfield when we do play them, I think we are pretty much going to be heading for a league title. Ward into Fletcher, and we've just completely opened up Glenavon there, and Fletcher gives us the lead. 7.5 minutes gone, 1-0, and we are looking like we could get 13 out of 13 in the league. Yes, it's only 7 minutes in, but we've looked very much in control in nearly all of our games. It was just the last game where we went behind. And it's something that we don't do, really. Obviously, the games against Olympiacos in Europe were very, very difficult for us. But again, we gave very good account of ourselves. And since then, we have just been exemplary. And it included an 8-0 win in the recent run of games against promoted side Bangor. And we've scored 8 against them in both matches. We won 8-3 in the initial game and 8-0 in the second one. So we really are in control of every game at the moment. Norton Coffey with a delivery to that far post. It's cleared away. Jasper Moore picks it up into the penalty area, plays it across, and Fletcher, unfortunately, went over his head, so he couldn't get onto it. Norton Coffey picks it up and lays it in to Neone. Looks over the top, trying to find him funky, but in Finlayson did a good clearance, and Neverson, good interception, and trying to get down that left-hand side, and Funky picks it up now, charges down the line, gets the cross in. Ogwuru, he's hit the side of his head, I think, actually. I think it's pretty much hit his face. Didn't get any direction on the header, and it remains 1-0. But again, the fact that we've got 2 goal-scoring strikers, I think, is certainly helping matters. But Neon is in double figures for the season in midfield. Breckin continues to be fantastic when he plays as well. Ward and Osman I mean, even the reserve players have done superbly as well. And Fonky has just got an assist there. And Luca Fletcher makes it two. It's basically, we're playing superbly across the pitch. And defensively, even at Brinton Ferry, we did look strong at Brinton Ferry in the context of the Welsh Premier League. This is definitely our best lineup that we've had so far throughout the course of this save. And I think, to be honest, even if we go over to Ireland, the Republic of Ireland, that is, I think we'll do well to beat the quality of this squad. Um, it's just absolutely brilliant. The way that we're destroying teams as well, we really are full of confidence, and it'll take something special to beat us definitely in the league this year. Campbell into Lynch, and now Bastian into Steele. Good interception from Norton Cuffy. More into Neone, and now Fletcher has support but lays it back to Neone, and now tries to get down this left-hand side. Neveson didn't make the run, so Fletcher goes on his own, finds a bit of space, gets tackled by Baird, and a penalty has been given. I think that might have been a little bit harsh, to be fair. We'll certainly take it, and it's an opportunity for Fletcher to get his hat trick. Well, Norton Cuffy's actually taking the penalty, smashed it in as well. I mean, I thought Fletcher would have taken it because he was on a hat trick. We mustn't have that particular instruction set up because it would have made a lot of sense for Fletcher to take that. But anyway, it's 3-0 nonetheless, and we are very comfortable. And I think another big win is definitely incoming. Neveson here into Fletcher, back to Neveson. And now Ryan into Jasper Moore. Ogwuru picks it up, lays it out to Ryan Ward. He's got space to go into, and he's been brought down this time. And it is another penalty kick. And it's Norton Cuffy again to take the penalty and to convert the penalty. It's 4-0 now. 2 penalties for our right back. It's his third of the season. All 3, of course, have been penalties. And we're just running their defence ragged and they just can't deal with it. 2 very good penalties as well from Norton Cuffy. And the job's already done. And again, after today's episode, we will push on a little bit further and we'll probably look at focusing on the cup competitions because, yes, Linfield are big games as well, but we don't want to be seeing us batter every single team. It takes the fun out of it a bit, really. And it's just one of those things. I mean, we've made a very, very good squad here, and clearly we are very much better than the rest of the league at the moment. It's just how Linfield will shape up against us as well. And thank you with a pass to Jasper Moore, and it's actually hit the crossbar. I think the keeper actually may have saved it onto the crossbar. It's a 4-0 lead that we have. It's a very good save from their keeper. And Norton Cuffy with a corner to that far post, and they clear it well through Burnley. But Jasper Moore picks it up with loads of time. There's no pressure on the ball. I mean, you look at the match stats, they've actually had a few shots on target themselves, but they've just not really looked like scoring. Campbell, though, with a corner. Lynch couldn't win the header. Neveson did well to clear. And now it's Prendergast going into the penalty area, fires it over the crossbar. And again, very little in the way of danger there. And it remains 4-0. Norton Cuffy is struggling a little bit fitness-wise, so we'll get Luke Grant on for him. Daniel Ogwuru, I mean, all of the subs are looking complacent as well, to be fair, but Ogwuru is just struggling a little bit fitness-wise. I think we'll keep him on for now. And we'll just keep an eye on fitness of the midfield as well, because that is another key area that we need to keep plenty of fitness in and strength as well. Neveson and Ogwuru are actually the first 2 players that are struggling. Messam and Hoodlin we could bring on, and I think we will do. And Neveson's actually on a yellow card, so that certainly finalises that decision. Rawdon struggling a little bit fitness-wise. Ogwuru will take off for Hoodlin, who, incidentally, in one of the games that we played, I can't remember if it was a league or a cup game now, he bagged 4 goals in a 4-1 win, Carl Hoodlin. So he's still very much putting himself about, and he actually scored all 4 goals with a knock during the game as well. Fletcher here into Neone, and now Moore has support ahead of him. Wilson did well to win the tackle, and Baird clears, and not really a big reaction from Rawdon, and Prendergast has picked it up and scored a very neat finish. Very poor from Rawdon there, though. He should have committed to at least trying to win the ball back, and he didn't. So disappointed to have conceded there. Once again, the clean sheet goes begging, but 4-1 does seem to be a good a regular result for us in recent times as the ball gets played over the top and Keeley just controls it. I mean, to be fair, their left winger could have continued to put the pressure on there because Keeley decided not to pick it up. Grant into Rawdon. And now Neona into Moore. Now Hudlin. Has support wide right. Just lays it into Ward. He could have laid it ahead of him to make the run, but Campbell now charging forward on the left-hand side for Glenavon. Good tackle from Grant. And Neone now into Hudlin. And he's got a little bit of space to work. He finds Jasper Moore. And now Neone into Mfonku. Plays it back to Luke Messam, who hasn't really done a lot since he came on, but he's crossed it here for Hudlin. And it's a good header that goes just over the crossbar. And like I said, the victory was secured in the first half anyway. But in terms of the second half performance, we played well still, but again, we've technically lost that half of the game. And we'll let the lads know that we need to keep it up in second half of matches. 13 wins from 13 in the league, 10 points clear of Linfield. They do have 2 games in hand, of course, but we still have 2 games in hand over Coleraine and just the 1 game in hand over the others as well. But we are very much the dominant side at the moment. Linfield aren't far behind us, but we're on a goal difference of plus 49. We've scored 50 odd goals in these 13 league games, and we're certainly a force to be reckoned with at the moment. It's only a couple of days until the game against Larne, so bear with me. We'll come back for that one, and hopefully our winning run will continue. And I'll say it very quietly. Hints of an invincible season? That'd be nice, wouldn't it? Okay, guys, here we go for the home game against Larne. We won 4-1 against them last time, but we got quite fortunate in the end. We were the better side by far, but it took 3 very late goals in the last 10 minutes to secure a 4-1 win that we had. Linfield are away against Bangor. I fully expect Linfield to win that comfortably. Bangor defensively are very poor for the most part. Cliftonville started off the season very, very well. They've dropped off quite considerably. Once again, it looks like ourselves, Linfield and Coleraine are going to be the makeup of the top 3. I'm not particularly worried about Coleraine, though. We're 11 points clear over them with 2 games in hand. It is just Linfield that we need to keep an eye on, really, because even though we're unbeaten, they are still within touching distance. So we'll see how we get on today. A little bit of rotation in there. O'Toole comes in on the right-hand side for Ward. Everything in the midfield and up front remains the same. And Healy Byrne actually comes in at right back. Of course, there's only been a couple of days since that previous game. So we'll see what happens going forward. In relation to the Larne games, of course, we struggled against them last season, as I mentioned before. The fact that we managed to win against them last time was very, very good. And hopefully we can do more of the same today. Pretty much the strongest lineup that we can put out there, apart from Ryan Ward, is out for O'Toole. But again, O'Toole's done very, very well himself on this right-hand side. He has looked very, very comfortable when he's come in. But he gives us a different option on that right-hand side as well. Ward, very much all about his pace and beating his man. O'Toole, he's very good in the air, so he likes to link the play up quite a lot as well. And O'Toole immediately coming down this right-hand side, fires it in to Luca Fletcher, who smashes it off the post. We've won it back, and Ogwuru scores, but a free kick has been given. Unfortunately, there was a foul on the defender, and it remains 0-0. But that's a very good start. 3 attempts at goal and 1 on target already in these opening 5 minutes. And Breckin into Luca Fletcher, and this time he scores, and he stayed on side this time as well. No, he's not. We revert again, and again, we're showing a lot of positivity here. Messing with the delivery. Ogwuru at the far post with the header. It goes over the crossbar. And in the opening 7 minutes here, 90% possession in the opening 10 minutes. I don't think I've ever seen stats like that at that point in a match. 10 attempts at goal we had in the opening quarter of an hour. The fact that we've not scored from them is a bit of a concern, but there's plenty of time to go yet. Healy-Byrne couldn't quite find Breckin, and Pettifer clears. There's no pressure on our defenders, and Rawdon picks it up and looks to lay it across to Ryan. And he just holds on to possession chance to play it forward potentially here, and Messam now coming down this left-hand side and just laying it back. And again, we're gaining ground here without really doing a lot with it. But Breckin looking for Ogwuru, Baird intercepting. Breckin picks it up again though, and now O'Toole into the penalty area. Luca Fletcher with the header, and it goes just wide, just off target from him. But again, very much the right idea with the header, directing it back across goal. Keeper was flapping for it, luckily. From their point of view, it wasn't on target. But we are very much the dominant side here. A goal you have to feel will come very soon. Kennedy looks to clear. McKimmy finds Lusty, and he's under pressure from three of our boys. And Rawdon in the end picks it up. Healy-Byrne misses his tackle, but he does manage to win it back. And Rawdon now lays it back to right. We just need to keep these passes assured. Just because we're playing as well as we are doesn't mean that we can take this for granted. It is still 0-0, of course. O'Toole looking to get the ball into the penalty area, fires it across, and Fletcher is there, and it's been tipped onto the crossbar this time. Breckin looking for O'Toole. Stewart clears. Lusty now into Neil, and Larne again just about surviving. 17 attempts at goal we've had in the opening half an hour, and it is still 0-0. Only 4 attempts on target. Ogwuru now. Jones clears into Kennedy, and now Douglas launches it forward. It's very easily dealt with. Ryan into Neone, and again we recycle and build again. Osman back to Neone. Couldn't find Osman again. I mean, why he didn't play it into the penalty area, I'm not too sure. Healy-Byrne's header. O'Toole. Good control from him. Just holds it up and lays it back to Rawdon. We're just trying to find these spaces, and that's a great pass into Luca Fletcher, and he fires it into the top corner. Is he onside this time? I think he is. And finally, we have a goal deserving of our play. It's a very good finish from Luca Fletcher. It's his 19th goal already this season. And of course, he missed most of the European games. He only played against Olympiacos, of course. And he has been a fantastic signing. I'm not normally very keen on doing loans. I must admit, it's something that I find, in my mind, it's one of those things. Are they fully committed to the club? Will they put in great performances? So it was a bit of a risk from my point of view, but I mean, what a signing he's proven to be. He has led the line superbly so far this season. I'll let the lads just not be complacent. It is only 1-0, and they've had no attempts at goal practically. They've had one shot on target so far. But at 1-0, we need to be a little bit careful. Linfield 3-1 up away at Bangor, so they're looking very comfortable themselves at the moment. We are going to make a couple of changes. Both Fletcher and Ogwuru are struggling, so Walker and Hudlin can come on for them. And Rawdon is also struggling, so we'll probably bring on Alvarez at the back. Just gives us a little bit of something different. Obviously, with the pace up front, it should still work. Messing with the delivery toward the far post, and Hudlin couldn't quite get there. Osman now into Neone. Now Ryan into Breckin, and what a strike that is. Ferguson completely wrong-footed. I don't actually think it took a deflection, but it's a 30-yard screamer from Kian Breckin, and that secures our lead in this game at 2-0. Again, we've been dominant throughout here, and what a strike that is. I mean, I don't know if the keeper was wrong-footed or he just lost his balance or what, but we'll take it. That is for sure. I mean, Kean Breckin, what a signing he's proved to be. Bear in mind, all of these lads, released by City especially, they're all free transfers. They've all come through a very in-depth youth academy, and they have proven just how good they can be. I know it's only the Northern Irish League, but we are taking it by storm here. Here is O'Toole coming down this right-hand side, plays it into the penalty area. It took a deflection, and it was a bit of both between the keeper's foot and the post, and it fell so easily for Walker, who's not really seen a lot of game time this season because of Fletcher and Ogwuru's form. Obviously, Hudlin, we've got a bit of a soft spot for, so he does get more game time. But Walker managing to get his goal somewhat fortuitously, but he won't mind. 3-0, and the job is definitely done in this game. Very, very comfortable. 27 attempts at goal we've had today, 7 on target. In the game against Bangor, by the way, that we won 8-0, 40-something attempts at goal we had. So we averaged an attempt at goal every 2 minutes. And Osman there with a strike, and A very good save that time from Ferguson, and at 3-0. The job's done here anyway. Neone and Osman struggling fitness-wise. And huddling at the far post from the corner, nods just over the crossbar. He's such a danger. I really do like having him in the squad, and it's just a shame that we've got proper out-and-out goal scorers ahead of him this season. Here is Neone. Plays out to his left-hand side for Osman. Charges down and around his man. He's got support on his left-hand side, but he goes straight forward, and Hudlin almost got there. And Walker does pick it up and find Osman. Walker lofts it in. O'Toole's there at the far post, of course. Aiming at that far post with Hudlin at 6'9" and O'Toole, who's 6'5", certainly dangerous from those kind of deliveries, but unfortunately, we just couldn't take advantage of it. And here is Lusty and Ryan. Again, what a signing he's proved to be from Brighton. Very good defender, and he has really shored up our defence for the most part this season. Neone into Osman. Coming down this left-hand side, swings it in. Hudlin is there, and Hudlin has scored. It's his 14th goal in all competitions this season. He really is such a danger from the aerial threat. And of course, bringing him on in games where we're pretty much looking like we've already won, obviously our players are brimming with confidence, and they'll just whip those balls in for fun for him. And he is having a fantastic season. He really is. I think it's probably going to be close to the most goals he's scored in a season in his career. It's something that we can have a look at, actually. That's a very, very convincing 4-0 win against a team that we drew against a couple of times last year, and they beat us as well. With 10 points clear of Linfield, they only just beat Bangor, actually. 3-2 it finished in that game. They've got 2 games in hand, so I don't know who they'll be against. One of them will probably be us at some point. And obviously, if we win that, then we are looking very, very good going forward. But we certainly can't grumble at the form that we're in. Trainee on it does need a rest, but it is something that we can sort out going into the coming matches anyway, because we've got some cup games coming up as well, I think. Where are we? Kyle Hudlin, that's what we're after. So he scored 6 goals in 6 starts in the Europa League, and that's actually his first league goal of the season from 6 substitute appearances. 5 goals in 2 cup ties in the League Cup, and one in the Antrim Shield. So looking at his actual history, I mean, he scored 9 goals in 35 league games for Solihull. For the younger teams, to be fair, he scored 25 goals in his first ever season in 22 matches. So he's got to be some way off that, I think. But in terms of overall scoring stats, I mean, 14 goals in 9 starts, 10 substitute appearances. I mean, he scored 3 goals in the league last year. 5 goals he scored in 3 starts and 8 substitute appearances last season. So his average rating is very consistent. I really like him. But yeah, it's just a shame that he can't break into the team regularly. Going forward, I mean, we've got games against Linfield in there as well, but we've got 3 cup ties in there also. I'm just trying to work it out, best way of doing it. We've got 2 league games against Linfield in there, potentially. So the Irish Cup first round is on the same day that we should be playing Linfield away. So we've actually got Linfield in a cup, and we've got Linfield in a league game coming up at the end of November, but that's only a few games down the line. And again, don't really want to be showing you too many matches this season because of the way that we're playing, but Linfield is a big game. I think the best thing for us to do is we'll probably just rattle on through a little bit. 6, 7, 8. We'll get about 7 or 8 games done and out of the way. Cliftonville and Coleraine, 2 big games together there. Cliftonville is a derby game, of course, so that would be a nice one to come back for. And then after that, we'll come back at the end of January to play Linfield. I think that's probably going to be the best way of doing it. Hopefully we can remain unbeaten in the meantime, and hopefully we can stay going in all the cups as well, because the League Cup doesn't have Linfield in it anymore. They got knocked out, and Obviously, if we can knock Linfield out of the SPFL Trust Trophy, that would be a great result. And obviously, we're in the Antrim Shield semi as well. So until next time, guys, thank you very much for your support. Please like, subscribe to the channel. It's all greatly appreciated. I will see you all next time. This is Big Will, signing away.